but that's why indeed Europe still has a chance to project more of that type of, if you want, willingness in principle to cooperate. There is a more fundamental problem, though, that we can't hide. I mean, the West, both the US and Europe, did very well in a much more competitive model,
Mm.
where actually the market was organizing those resources, where the market was organizing complex supply chains, and they thrived. And the market was organizing, if you want, even the Hanze, which was, a market-based system. It got overtaken, by the way, by another market-based system, i.e., the joint stock companies, the East India Company being the Dutch East India Company being the first of a joint stock company that pooled the risk that needed pooling, but in a much more formal way than the Hanze could, and that proved to be superior for the complex undertakings of trading missions to the east. So finding pathways sort of to maintain those levels of cooperation, and in a way it is there. I find it interesting to look at the battery industry, for instance, where China obviously now has a comparative advantage. It's an acquired competitive advantage. 15 years ago, it was the Koreans that were ahead. The Koreans were not allowed to enter the market in China, and therefore over time they lost the scale, and therefore they lost the competitiveness, and therefore they no longer play that much of a role in electric vehicles. But to look at the rules of the game at that level rather than the rules of the game at the competition. I think there's a lot of debate about the rule of the games at the competition level, and oh, you can't eat my cheese kind of thing.